The Beaver football team picks up a big and much-needed win this last weekend. We have some interviews, stats, and highlights from that game. Also, cold and windy weather is in our future. We have the full week's forecast, all this and more on this edition.
Welcome to another episode here on MSU Inside Out. It's our special episode, our Halloween episode. I'm Kyle Patterson, dressed as, well, the Riddler. And are you a replacement ref?
Well, I'm Jamie Council, and actually I am a youth soccer ref, but I do qualify for a replacement ref.
Yes, for today's show you do. Thanks for filling in for Amy here this afternoon too.
No problem.
Well, we have we have interviews about a lot of sports interviews coming up, and what else do we have here for today's show?
Well, we have more sports with Shane and weather with Derek, and we have students dressing up on campus for the play Tartuffe, and we have Life here to tell us more about that.
Yeah, that's my costume. I'm Life, the deliverer of lemons. So if you get any of those, you can blame me. But lots of students are involved in this. We have an entire theater department, and I can tell you that story. We'll go to that now. Now, Minot State University's program of theater arts is at it again. Theater productions have been a part of our campus for nearly 100 years, and now for the third time, they'll be performing the Mullerian piece, Tartuffe, to their collection of plays. The play, directed by Associate Communication Arts Professor Kevin Newharth, begins at 7:30 p.m. in Alshire Theater. In this comedy, a self-proclaimed holy man, Tartuffe, is welcomed into the home of his wealthy son and heir, Orgone. As the description goes, soon Orgone's wife, lovesick children, and feisty servant question Tartuffe's virtue and holiness. The box office opens at 7 p.m. Ticket prices are adults $6, with seniors and students $5. MSU students, faculty, and staff are admitted with ID. Opportunities to see the show continue through Saturday, October 27th. Now, workers have started removing Fighting Sioux imagery outside the Ralph Engelstad Arena in Grand Forks. The removal of the sign reading Home of the Fighting Sioux was required under a 2007 agreement to settle a lawsuit between North Dakota and the NCAA. Arena spokesman Chris Semrau says the removing the sign will take most of the week. It will be replaced with a sign reading Home of North Dakota Hockey in November. The sign is one of 6 Home of the Fighting Sioux signs that must be removed. Now, an agreement between the state and the NCAA released the arena from having to remove most of the other Fighting Sioux logos and imagery. Now, yesterday was National Bologna Day, so let's bite into a few fast facts about America's favorite lunch meat.
My bologna has a first name. It's OSCAR.
More than 6 million Oscar Mayer bologna sandwiches are eaten every day in the U.S. Bologna's ingredients include mechanically separated chicken and pork, water and corn syrup, and non-meat binders like dry milk and cereal. A typical slice contains 90 calories, 80 of which are fat. And speaking of bologna, a woman was arrested in Palm Beach, Florida after police say she called 911 6 times to thank the sheriff for the bologna sandwiches she consumed while being held at the Brevard County Jail. Operators repeatedly asked Christine Lee Brown, age 51, to only dial 911 if it was an emergency, but she continued to call. So I guess if the sandwich is really that good, it constitutes as an emergency. And Kyle, do you know where bologna got its name?
No, you stumped the Riddler.
Well, that's what I was aiming for, actually from the Bologna region of Italy.
Oh, Piper, you're just full of baloney. Thanks, Piper. Well, fall sports are starting to wrap up in North Dakota, and that means we still have winter and spring sports to talk about. And here to talk about some of the athletics around the college is Chad McNally, the Assistant Athletic Director and Development, and also alumni here at Minot State. Thank you for joining me here today.
Thanks for letting us talk about the athletic department.
No problem. So with this being our first year of the NCAA Division II, how has it gone so far with the transition and everything?
It's been a very exciting time. All the work we've put in over the last 3-4 years to prepare for this sure is exciting to get all on the field and bring in these teams that we've been talking about for a number of years, and actually to get it started. And the first year in the history, it's going to go down in the record books forever. So we're excited that we're finally here.
All right. So how have you encountered any problems though with the transition?
Yeah, I don't know if we've encountered any problems. It's just so many more details and so much things that have to be tracked and monitored. And then I guess the problem we run into is the talent level that comes in. It is amazing how talented these other schools are, and the coaching staffs. It's not just a head coach, it's a couple assistants. So we've seen now firsthand what we're up against.
So speaking of talent, how hard is it to get players here or athletes here then?
Well, I think the number one thing for us, if we can get students to come and visit our campus and the community of Minot, especially ones that are from farther away, they fall in love with the place right away. And we encourage them, go check out the other schools before you come and see ours. And we're very proud of the facilities and our community. And I think that's the number one thing is we have a great package to offer those student athletes.
Yes, we do. And then I suppose with the NCAA transition, you've added a few more staff positions. Can you explain some of those that you've added?
Yeah, clearly the NCAA had come in and said to us, they're not quite concerned with who our football coach is or who our athletic director, any of those positions. They said you're going to have a sports information director to make sure all the information is getting out to the schools in a quality manner, a compliance officer to make sure we're following all the rules, and we've also added a marketing position at Minot State University just to make sure we're getting everybody aware of what's going on.
And those filled up pretty quick, I'm assuming.
Yep,
right?
they filled up quickly, and we have we've had a couple changes in them. We've gotten a new person in the compliance spot, and we're going to be filling the marketing position at some time in the future again now too.
Oh, okay. And then, so now we're going to talk about the community. How has the community of Minot supported the Beavers this year while in the NCAA?
Well, I think it's been very exciting. I've lived in Minot almost my whole life, and so I've grown up with it. And to see the excitement in Minot, in our community, with people that aren't even necessarily fans of Minot State University, to hear them talk about it when you go into the bank or you go into the grocery store, it sure is exciting to see people that they've known I've been a Minot State person my whole life and never ever really talked about it before. And now it's a common theme, doesn't matter where you're at and who you're with.
And what would you like to do in the future to get more support for the athletics in the community, since it's going to be here for a while, the NCAA Division II?
It's going to be here, and I think what we found out now is when we bring in the top level competition and the quality student athlete that is here, I've seen people at our games and our activities that maybe haven't been to sporting events before, and I think a lot has to do with they want to come and see the high level that we're bringing in the competition, and for us to see what it takes firsthand now to play with these teams, for us to have a chance to go recruit that type of student athlete and get those people excited the way we are about it, I think is going to be a great challenge for us.
All right, and with fall wrapping up, we still have winter and spring sports. What can we look forward to? For some of the sporting events.
The first thing we've got going on is we're very excited to be able to host a home soccer game.
Yep, I heard that.
It's an amazing feat that the girls and Coach Spain have went through in their third year to be able to host a playoff game. We didn't expect that. Coming in, that would have kind of been a dream for us to be able to have, to be able to host an event like that, and we're very excited for that. It's going to be on Halloween. We'll wait this weekend to see if we're in that second or the third spot, but the effort they have made has been unbelievable in leading the charge for us in the NCAA Division II move, and then we get into some exciting times with our new basketball coach. We have a scrimmage tomorrow. They have an exhibition game, and the talent level that has been brought in on the women's basketball side, we're looking forward to the winter sports also.
So we have a lot of stuff coming up yet,
Yes, there is.
All right, Chad McNally, thank you for joining me here today.
Thank you.
Well, coming up here on MSU Inside Out, we have an interview with Marcus talking about a family event taking place. Don't forget, we also have interview with Jamie's interview about the hockey team. And we also have more athletics talk about Shane and what's the weather look like for Derek. What's Derek talking about the weather here on MSU Inside Out?
Whether you like it or not, it's wintry temperatures outside, but it is snow next in the forecast. We'll have more on that after Shane Court with sports, so stay tuned.
Welcome back here on MSU Inside Out. We still have sports with Shane, weather with Derek. We still have a lot more stuff coming up, right?
One of the things coming up is an interview with Marcus, but I hear he's feeling a little crummy today.
I know, right?
So we're going to Marcus, who has the beat with what's going on in Minot this weekend. Marcus?
Thanks, guys. Hope you're hungry. Well, joining me today is MSU student and music guru, Ward Lehman. Thanks for being with us. Yeah. It's pretty safe to say that music is a big part of your life, from your column in the Red and Green to your KMSU Channel 19 show at 8 p.m. every Thursday, talking about music and everything from that aspect. How did music become such a big part of your life?
Yeah, well, it kind of just went from, just a hobby, kind of just listening to some music. But it really grew to quite a bit when you just kind of realize how much everyone has in common really with music, and kind of how that, really brings people together and stuff. So, yeah. it just kind of became kind of more of a prevalent thing, even just with that and stuff. So yeah, it was really neat, just with that aspect.
And you have some pretty big events coming up tomorrow night in Minot. Can you kind of highlight what's happening tomorrow night?
Yeah, definitely. Tomorrow night, there's actually two kind of events. One of those being the Pulse event that will be bringing a lot of bands in. Family Force 5, Disciple, Icon for Hire, The Truth, Bread of Stone, and Will It, among some of those. And that will be a free event for college students if they bring their college ID. And other than that, it is $10 for general admission otherwise. So that'll be a big event. That is at 7 o'clock, doors opening an hour before. So that is definitely neat to check out. That is also right at Bishop Ryan, just across the campus. So just a short walk from that. And then also, there is with Lost Leprechaun Productions, they're doing the Electric Scare, kind of a Halloween type show, and that will be bringing DJs. Actually, we have a DJ combination from Australia coming, Grand Forks, and actually one here on campus. That's $10 for people out at the state fairgrounds and stuff. So yeah, that'll also be another great opportunity with that as well.
And bringing in Family Force 5, that's a pretty big band. I remember growing up listening to them in high school. How is the music scene in Minot developing and becoming better?
Yeah, it's actually really neat just with, continually new bands just kind of, coming around and really practicing and really putting forth hard work to produce, really good music. There's the Cascade Sun and some other bands that come to mind, but there's just tons of great bands even just locally here that really do create really great music and stuff. So yeah, it's kind of just kind of starting off. The Pangea House is also another key factor in that. Really doing some great stuff over there with that, and that's just recently been brought back too. So yeah, lots of stuff going there.
And tell us a little bit about your KMSU Channel 19 radio show that you do on Thursdays from 8 to 10.
Yeah, that I try to keep it mostly dubstep based. I heard that I had to get about 40 hours in of airtime, and that was kind of one of the first things that popped into my mind. So I've been kind of exploring the genre and kind of doing a lot of that and kind of keeping it to at least that one particular thing. Maybe exploring a few different subgenres and stuff within dubstep as well. But yeah.
Definitely. And I finally just have to throw this question out there. She's the topic of many music conversations these days. Taylor Swift. Is she here for good or?
Yeah. Well, this album of hers specifically was a really experimental thing on her part. So I think she's she's getting out there, getting a little free time and stuff, with that. So yeah, she's definitely there for a while. Yeah, she's on the charts. Definitely. She's up there for a good time. So.
Well, I'd just like to thank Ward for being with us here today. You can check out those events tomorrow night in Minot, one at Bishop Ryan, the other one at the All Seasons Arena. They're going to be great events. And you do have another event that you just kind of want to throw out there?
Yeah, just real quick. The International Student is doing a game fiesta that's going to be Saturday. It's going to be 6 o'clock. Free pizza, wings, and drinks and stuff. So lots of great stuff with that also. So
definitely. Yeah. And if I show up, there'll definitely be gingerbread to eat. So check that out. And let's head back to the studio with Jamie.
Thanks, Marcus. So we're here with Wade Regier and Mike Jordan, head coach of the hockey team and an assistant captain. Thank you guys for being here today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
No problem. So Wade, in recent year, Beaver Hockey as a program has seen a lot of success. What can be contributed to for this success?
It's all about our players. The last couple seasons we've had very, very successful recruiting classes, and I think for us to be able to bring these type of players, student athletes to our program has been kind of a big success for us. Plus, we've had a lot of experience getting to the national tournament the last 3 seasons, and I think we've been kind of using that as kind of a piggyback for the system.
Yeah, it's been exciting to watch you guys because I know they show it in the Dam every year. But now let's take a look at this season. You started off strong, really strong, being ranked 3rd at one point in the national rankings. Can you talk a little bit about the early success this year?
Well, I think for us, it's one of those things where we played some very important teams early on, including the defending national champions, University of Delaware. And I think for our program, the guys were able to buy in defensively. We played well defensively, and then in turn it allowed to create turnovers and then led to success. And I think for us, when we went on the road, we played very well. And I think for us, if we can continue to play well on the road, it's going to certainly bode well for us down the stretch.
For sure. And then, like I said, you guys start out dominant, being 6-0 at one point. However, a few recent losses have brought your record to 8-3. I know injuries have thinned out the roster a bit. So how do you plan to deal with injuries and all the setbacks moving forward?
Well, what's going to happen is we're just going to have other guys step into the role. I think you're right, as we alluded to, we've got 5 guys that are out with key injuries that are impact players on our team. And I think for us, it's going to be an opportunity for a lot of our younger guys to step in. But, you know, hockey's such a long season, and it's only October, and we got another, 4 months till March. I think for us, we'll work out a lot of those kinks, and, it'll be certainly work out for us down the stretch.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's worried about the success this year. So Mike, where are you from?
I'm from Raymore, Saskatchewan, Canada.
So Canadian, I've noticed the majority of the team is from Canada. So what are the draw to Canadian players coming to the United States to compete on the ice and as well as go to school?
Well, for lots of us, there's not too many university hockey teams in Canada. There's only a couple in every province, and there's an abundance of hockey players. There's a league in every single province. So if we want to continue playing and go to school, it's a great opportunity to come to Minot.
What's the biggest difference between Minot and a home in Canada?
For hockey or for school?
We'll start with hockey.
For hockey, well, it's a lot faster pace than when we were playing junior. And the guys are just normally bigger. Like everybody's 2 or 3 years older and stronger, and it's just a bit of a different game.
Okay, and then in schooling, is the schooling easier, harder, the same?
It's very comparable. I went to 1 year of university in Calgary, and it's very comparable, and I like it here. It's a little bit smaller class sizes, so it's a little bit more one-on-one time with the teachers.
That's nice. And then looking at hockey, I have a video here, and of the recent success of the offense. See, there's you actually right there getting a goal against Iowa State. So, like I said earlier in the year, you guys saw a lot of success in the offense, but recently, it's dropped off a little bit. Can you just talk to me and tell me about what exactly is going on the ice?
I think we're just fighting it a little bit. We're not getting all the bounces in. Actually, the goalies we're playing, we're making some really big saves, and we're just getting a little, I don't want to say lack of confidence, but we're just squeezing our sticks a bit, and we're more thinking about how we're not scoring than how we should be scoring.
Yeah, well, we have faith in you. We'll see this Saturday. I'm sure you guys will do great. And Wade, I know you have made a point to incorporate social media. Where can students and fans find out more about the hockey team?
Facebook and Twitter are 2 major entities. Our Facebook group has exploded to over 3,000 members. A lot of them are current students. And, a lot of students will use that as their medium. Also, Twitter is just another big part of it too as well, where we're able to get a lot of those type of messages and stuff. So it's been really successful for us.
So students and fans can find them on Facebook, Twitter, or their YouTube, which is hosted by yours truly. And check out the team this Saturday at 7:30 as they take on Williston State at the Mesa. But it's not all about hockey here in the Magic City. Last weekend, Minot State saw a lot of success all over. Shane, can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, big weekend. We had football won. As you would know, soccer won twice. Hockey, pretty successful weekend. And volleyball, they're finding their way. So let's take a look at some MSU sports.
Thanks, Shane.
The MSU football team brought their 1-6 record home this weekend as they tried to fend off the University of Minnesota Crookston. It was the second consecutive game at home for the Beavers as they tried to end their 2-game losing streak. Zach Kuna finds Glenn Burrell wide open across the middle as he will go 55 yards untouched as the Beavers strike first to lead 7-0. University of Crookston looked to even it up as A.J. Barge rolls to his right and finds Marcus Cheatham for the score to tie the game at 7s. In the second quarter, the Beavers went back to their running game as Blake Eagle gets the ball and does the rest of the work for his 2nd TD of the year. In the second half, Kuna gets another completion, one of his 9, as Burrell will find a seam and go for another TD. He'll score 3 times in total on the day. And here is that 3rd TD as he takes the ball on the fly sweep that will end up being a 5-yard TD run. Burrell ended the day with 3 receptions for 114 yards and 3 touchdowns in total. Leading the rushing was Blake Eagle, who put up 109 yards and 18 carries. Zach Kuna threw an impressive 227 yards and 3 TDs on only 9 completions. Defensive tackle Logan Jones feels the defense really stepped up their tackling this week.
You know what? There weren't any adjustments. It was just mostly we got a gang tackle. That number 7, he was good. He was real shifty and strong, and we just had to everybody had to run to the ball. We're definitely going to work on tackling. I mean, and we'll probably try and get into better shape too, work harder in practice, because we can't afford to have them run the ball on us.
Well, I thought our defense did a good job making some adjustments. You know, we were close on some things in the first half and not able to get off the field. And I thought we got a little pressure on him quicker. The second half got him moving his feet. You know, then when you get him moving his feet, we were able to get a few sacks, and that makes all the difference in the world. We got him off the field a little quicker, and then, you know, we took advantage of some things and scored with some big plays.
The Beavers return to action on Saturday as they travel to Moorhead, Minnesota to face Minnesota State University. Game time is 1 o'clock. The Minot State soccer team extended their winning streak to 6 after 2 more wins at home this weekend. The ladies put together a nice comeback victory in overtime as they beat Bemidji State 2-1. The Beavers fell down early as Bemidji State struck first in the 16th minute of the game. It took until the 58th minute for the Beavers to answer as freshman Gemma Biasetto tied the matchup with her second goal of the season. The second half comeback was then completed when Emily Ribello nailed the game winner in the 96th minute. Sunday's game was a totally different story as the ladies piled on 4 goals in the second half to lead them to a 5-0 victory over Minnesota Crookston. The Beavers scored 3 times in 8 minutes in that second half as Tara McPartland sandwiched 2 goals around a Jamie McFarland goal to give Minot a 4-0 lead. Taylor Bachman-Williams capped the scoring in the 61st minute as she potted her first goal of the season. The ladies finish off the regular season this weekend as they play their last home game tomorrow night starting at 7 o'clock. They then travel to Aberdeen, South Dakota to take on Northern State University on Sunday. Game time is 1 o'clock. The San Francisco Giants kept their hot streak going as they opened the World Series with an 8-3 win over the Detroit Tigers. The night belonged to Pablo Panda Sandoval as he went 4 for 4, hitting not 1, not 2, but 3 home runs in the game. He became only the 4th player in MLB history to hit 3 home runs in a World Series game, joining Babe Ruth, Reggie Jackson, and Albert Pujols. The Giants outhit the Tigers 11-8 as 4 different hitters had RBIs. On the bump, Barry Zito was in a groove as he pitched a strong 5 2/3, giving up 6 hits and only 1 earned run. It was Zito's second straight good start in the playoffs as he was only giving up 3 earned runs in 3 appearances. On the other side, Cy Young candidate Justin Verlander did not have his best stuff as he only went 4 innings, gave up 6 hits and 5 earned runs. You can catch Game 2 tonight as Doug Fisher will be on the bump for the Tigers and Madison Bumgarner will go for the Giants. Game time for that is 7 o'clock on Fox. So as we were saying, good weekend. I forgot to mention, like I said, hockey on Saturday. On Friday, we got soccer and also basketball starts.
You and I will be broadcasting that live here on KMSU Channel 19.
Very exciting stuff.
All right, thank you, Shane. Nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you. I know. I kind of look like him, don't I? Similar?
The hair.
The hair, yeah.
Yep, thanks, Shane. Well, speaking of all these sports, Jamie, and you have to play in this weather, and there's one
Tomorrow at 7.
I know, so there's one person we have to turn to see what the weather forecast is going to look like.
Tell me it's going to be good weather.
I can't say that. I can't say that at all. Actually, I'm sorry. Oh, no. You're just about as good as the replacement refs there, Jamie. It's looking like the winter weather is here to stay for the year as of right now. But let's check out our weather center right now to take a look at our current temperatures in the Magic City. We are at 34 degrees here in Minot with some clouds covering us up. That might actually be keeping us warm because it's the time of the year where clouds are actually a good thing as far as temperatures are concerned. We have windy conditions here, 17-mile-an-hour winds with gusts up to about 26 mile an hour. Sunset will be in about an hour from now, I think at about 6:37. But let's look at Friday. For Jamie, here's your news that you need to see. 33 degrees is the high tomorrow. It'll be a nice day from the inside. You look outside the window, you'll see sunshine, you'll see some clouds, but other than that, it will be chilly. As we look at all across the region, it's going to be windy as well. 19 to 23 mile an hour winds all over the state, including Grand Forks, which will be at about 37 degrees is their high. 40 degrees is a high in Fargo. They'll be a little bit nicer on the east side of the state as we look to the west side. We're looking 34 in Dickinson, 33 in Williston. Now let's check out the temperatures for tomorrow evening. This is when it's going to get really cold for us. We're looking at 15 degrees in Minot. Chilly, but the wind will actually die down in the winter as we look towards Saturday now. Saturday, the temperatures will warm up a bit. The wind will die out. 34 degrees in Minot, 39 in the capital city. Looking at Saturday evening, similar story here. 21 degrees in Minot Saturday evening. Some cloud cover will take care of a lot of the cold. Temperatures will rise a little bit. Now on to Sunday. Sunday it'll be a chance of wintry precipitation in Minot with a high of 36, so most likely rain. Let's look at Sunday night, same story. Looking at some possible snow, 20% chance with 27 degrees. And now let's see our extended forecast for the rest of the week. On Monday, we're looking at some wintry mixtures with a high of 40. On Tuesday, we're looking at rain with a high of 42, 20 to 30% chance there. And on Wednesday, we're getting to similar temperatures to what we should be used to in October for Halloween. So about 44 degrees there. That is a really silly hat.
Thank
Kyle.
you. I think it looks pretty cool.
We might disagree.
Cool, just like our gingerbread man here.
I know.
Are you eating that bread?
It's a long show.
It smelled like Subway in here, and now I know why. Stale bread.
Gotta get them carbs in.
Absolutely, guys.
I'm a buffet for the birds.
All right, thank you, Derek.
Thanks, Derek.
Well, that wraps up another show, another Halloween episode here. Don't forget, we have tons of events going on. Tonight we have Tartuffe starting at 7 p.m. It's also Friday and Saturday also.
At 7:30.
Yep. And then we also have some sporting events, right?
Yes, we do. Tomorrow we have a basketball scrimmage and soccer at 7 p.m. And we also have hockey on Saturday at 7:30 at the Mesa Arena.
And don't forget, Halloween, go out and dress for the dance on Tuesday. And don't forget, Halloween out the Dome here at Minot State. Thank you for joining us here on MSU Inside Out.
And the song is Bleed It Out by Linkin Park.
Yeah, here we go for the 100th time. Hand grenade pins in every line. Throw them up and let something shine. Going out of my f***ing mind. Filthy mouth, no excuse. Find a new place to hang this noose. String me up from atop these roofs. Knot it tight so I won't get loose. Truth is you can stop and stare. Run myself out and no one cares. Dug the trench out, lay down there with a shovel up out of reach somewhere. Yeah, someone pour it in.